Hey everybody, Phil here from Mandarin Blueprint. The Chinese character quan has three main meanings: complete, whole, or entire. Or the entirety of something is another way to think of it. I like to use modern mnemonic devices to help remember characters, or words for that matter. And if you look at the top component here, which is originally the character for person, it looks a bit like an umbrella because it's stretched out a bit, covering up whatever comes under it. Well, what comes under it? King is the bottom component. So I like to imagine that there's a great flood coming to the king's kingdom. And what he wants to do is he wants to save his people. So he creates a giant umbrella that covers his entire kingdom. And if you actually imagine that in your mind's eye, a huge umbrella expanding to cover a whole kingdom, well, that can help you put the meaning of complete or entire into your long-term memory. Now, the first word we'd like to talk about is probably the most common one using quan, which is wanquan. Wan means to complete something or to finish something. And of course, quan means more like the noun complete. So you combine the verb and the noun and you actually get the adverb completely. In the case of this little Lego man, he probably 完全不明白 the instructions, which is to say he completely doesn't understand. Now you'll notice he was just wearing a little hard hat in the previous slide, which is very 安全. That is to say the piece is complete or the piece is entire, which is another way of saying safe. If you are ensuring the entirety of the piece around you, that's another way of expressing the idea of safe. And this is why this word will often come before things like 安全帽, which is what he's wearing on the top of his head, or perhaps a safety belt in a car, 安全带. You could even have a sense of safety or security, which would be 安全感. Three other words that use quan are 全部, 全面, and 全球. Now, 全部, this is a word that means all, which can be easily understood considering that 部 means section. There's actually a word in Chinese called 部分, which means a part. So all parts, or the entirety of parts, 全部 means all. 全面, the entirety of aspects or completeness regarding the aspects of a situation. So if you get a 全面 physical at the doctor, he's going to check all parts of your body. He's going to check how you're breathing, how your heart's doing, the various functions of your metabolism. He's not going to just have a checkup on one part. It's a 全面 checkup. Now, 全球, this means global because it's literally the entire Earth. 全球化 is a way of saying globalization because it's global change, 化. So 全球 is just a quick way of getting across the idea, entire Earth. So the next three words are also related to the entirety of something. For example, 全力 or 全身, 全人. Now, 全力, this means to go all out, to use the entirety of your power, just like you should be doing if you're doing some deadlifts. Now, 全身, you could say 全部的身体 would be the longer way of saying this, which is to say all over the body, the entire body. So perhaps you're getting a full body massage. 全人 is actually a similar meaning in definition to 完全. However, it's almost always used in the negative. 完全 can be used in negative or positive situations. However, 全人 is almost always used when perhaps a situation is dire. The earthquake, 全人, destroyed our town, or he 全人不明白 the instructions. So I hope that today's discussion of quan helps you realize that when you learn character by character, you get a more 全面 view of the underlying logic that dictates the extraordinarily interesting system that makes up Chinese. I'll see you next time.